And so that was the Let's Play of The Cat Lady. For those of you listening and watching who have joined me since the beginning of this Let's Play series, thank you very much for coming on this journey with me. In conclusion, I just have a couple of thoughts about the game as a whole. Similar to previous games that I've done, such as Dear Esther or The Path, I tend to enjoy looking at these games from both an analytical as well as a narrative standpoint. So I'm just going to briefly give a couple thoughts on each of those. From a narrative standpoint, the story on a whole is very much a dark, or either dark heroic or anti-heroic kind of story. It actually reminds me a little bit of either works like The Watchmen or Donnie Darko, as far as kind of how it approaches its material and the overall feel of the story. There's definitely supernatural elements in it, although they tend to be a bit downplayed. The only, I guess, superpower that you would say that Susan has is her immortality. Although, as far as superpowers go, it's pretty ironic considering how she got into that situation. As far as the Queen of Maggots goes, I remember when I first played this game, I was tempted to think that the character was merely a manifestation of Susan's self-destructive tendencies. However, upon playing Downfall, the previous game by the developer Harvester Games, the character of the Queen of Maggots appears there as well, and the way that she behaves is very suggestive that she's the same character, in that she's an entity unto herself, unlike something that just appears as part of one person's psyche. So if there's future games by this developer, I'd say keep an eye out for her, because I believe she's the only kind of branching character between the previous game and this one, as far as a character that you spend a good amount of time interacting with. Not so much Joe Davis. He and his wife are more of a cameo in this game, whereas the Queen of Maggots is an actual integral part of the story. The ending of this narrative, by the way, there are other endings that you can get. I believe this is the most optimistic one. So when you're presented with certain choices, they can affect the ending. Some of the more obvious ones include whether or not you actually let Mitzi shoot the final parasite, the Eye of Adam, whether or not you choose to defy the Queen of Maggots and not blow out the final candle. I think there might be one or two other decisions that might affect a little bit the ending, but I believe those are the two really big ones. Now, from an analytical point of view, I'm sure it's pretty clear at this point that the general theme of the story is about giving up on life, whether as opposed to soldiering on, suicide versus confronting life and trying to meet it head on. And I don't have as much to say on that, just because it's a lot more, it's presented pretty clearly, especially near the end. And in the particular ending that we got here, it was nice to see Susan actually overcome her suicidal tendencies and start working towards bettering her life. On the one hand, you may regard Mitzi's recovery as a kind of Deus Ex Machina or something like that, the fact that she just miraculously gets better for no apparent reason. But I have to say, after after seeing Susan go through so much crap during the story, I was ready as a viewer to allow her to have a little irrational good things happen to her after so much irrational negative stuff had happened to her during the whole game. So that didn't bother me too much, although I know it bothered some players of the game. I think that pretty much sums up what I wanted to say overall. I'm going to be doing the usual thing of taking a short break. I may I'm thinking about a certain game coming up as the next Let's Play. Of course, if you have any ideas, this is just a reminder to go to my 5-year anniversary video and post some ideas. I know there's 1 or 2 already that's been posted up. But I think the big thing that I still need to finish is Dragon Age 2. So I'm going to see if I can get my new computer over the summer, and then we'll tackle and finish up that Let's Play before we move on to any other big things. But in the meantime, I may do something small, maybe something on the nostalgic side for me. So something to look forward to. Until then, once again, thank you for joining me, fellow adventurers, and until next time, take care.